Subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss another update from India Forums.
I mean, like in this film, it's not one day. I mean, I think you hear this a lot, but the 40 days we shot in Gwalior Airbase is a dream come true for any person. It's a bunch of things. So ultimately, I don't remember. I think I just said, okay, this is it. This is nice. I'm very curious. I want to play different characters. I want to entertain myself. And then ultimately now I understand I have to entertain people also. That's when I understood when I started. That thing I really like that because I thought one who likes the subject so much can actually bring out the best out of what he wants. One is why Operation Valentine is because, see, to pick one script, it's not just one reason usually. Both are a reason right there. And for me, for this script is obviously, I like real stories. My favorite is Shah Rukh Khan. I love him. Yeah, I really like him. I'm like blushing by talking about him.
Behold the screen, because it's the mega prince who's in the scene. None other than Varun Tej, who's reigning supreme. Inki Operation Valentine aa rahi hai and that film has set our hearts aflutter already. हम सब फिदा है इनके acting पर because this talent never stutters. Swagat and Chudam Varun Tej in conversation with me on India Forums, guys. Hello, welcome to India Forums.
Thank you.
How are you
That was a
doing?
nice introduction.
I had to prep a little bit for that.
I'm see how you're reading, yeah.
Yeah. Firstly, Varun, congratulations. Debut in Bollywood.
Yeah, let's call it that, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Operation Valentine, how did you come on board with it and why this script? I mean, itne time se kai scripts aaye honge na?
Right, yeah. I mean, not for, the thing is, why, I'll answer the two questions.
Yeah.
One is why Operation Valentine is because, see, to pick one script, it's not just one reason usually. Both are a reason right there. And for me, for this script is obviously, I like real stories. I mean, it's not every day as an actor that you get to work in movies that are real stories.
Correct.
So for me, that was one of the reasons I picked it up because it was based in 2019. And not just that it was based on that event that happened, that incident that happened. The emotion behind it, the reason why the director wants to make this film, because he wants this untold story of what happened behind.
True.
In his own interpretation, obviously.
Correct.
So because of that, I liked the route he chose towards making this. And other than that, we are even tapping into the personal lives of the IF personnel. It's not just the wartime wala issues that we are showing in the film. We're showing what happens back at home.
Correct.
How they deal with all these issues, how they take work home, and how the equilibrium is, how their mental state is. And other than this, these are the reasons why I picked, and even the fact of, for me, it's very important that the director is hell-bent, passionate about making a project.
True.
So, I mean, all of them are passionate, even about the subject. Other than the fact that he wants to direct it, he's crazy about Indian Air Force, about the Air Forces and especially the Indian Air Force. So I think that thing I really like that because I thought one who likes the subject so much can actually bring out the best out of what he wants. So these are the few reasons why I picked this. And why this movie to foray into Hindi is, the thing is, earlier, I always thought the point had to be universal so that when you cater to a larger section of people, they should kind of resonate with it.
Correct.
We always thought, okay, there's some films which are region-based, not regional, region-based. So I thought those are not the films. I thought if I was doing a love story, I said, no, they're already making a bunch of love stories in Hindi and other languages. I thought, okay, I'll like stick to my industry. And we never had a thought also that we should or not. I'm glad that now these lines are getting blurred and we are all converging into one big film industry called Indian film industry. But it's a good thing if your film is being accepted in other languages also.
Correct.
I think it's not a conscious effort. Obviously, because the director is from Rajasthan, he wanted to make a Hindi film, but he landed up with me. I don't know why that happened, but so then we thought, okay, we'll shoot it in Telugu and Hindi because I also thought that this film will work very well for Telugu because it's the first aerial combat film made in Telugu. So that was the reasons why I picked it, and we said, okay, we might as well shoot it in two languages because that is a language the director is familiar with.
Correct.
So, and we went ahead.
Also, as you said, the love for Indian Air Force that he has, is that the similarity also between you?
See, honestly, I can say that for the interview, but the thing is, I knew about it and I have umpteen number of respect
Correct.
towards armed forces, but my knowledge was limited about what happens or what goes through. When I was shooting in the Gwalior Air Base for about 40 days, after every day after shoot, I had a lot of time and spent a lot of time with the IF personnel, hearing their stories,
Correct.
hearing about how they prepare, their training, all of that. I think that kind of gave me a lot of respect as I was talking to them, and that grew multifolds while filming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that process
The
helped.
respect towards our armed forces is always there.
Correct.
But the stories that I knew, hearing from them directly was something else. It moved me, a few stories.
Correct.
I mean, certain things I can't share, but they're amazing tales.
Perfect. Varun, everyone of us knows here that you belong from a family with such a great history in films, cinemas and all of that. क्या कहीं ना कहीं ये चीज़ आप पे एक pressure create करती है या फिर even people look up to you, expect ज़्यादा करने लगते हैं, and then especially when you're stepping out of the Telugu industry, you're stepping into the Hindi cinema. Although हम कितना भी कहे that the lines are blurring, there are some people who would always think about this as two different industries.
Right.
How do you deal with that expectations and the pressure?
For me, from the beginning, that word doesn't exist for me. I don't take it because I have nothing to lose.
Correct.
I'm okay to fall flat. I'm okay to take the risks that come with it. I mean, obviously, you have to look at your finances and all of that also.
Yeah.
But I think that my dad sorted it out for me a little bit by he saved my money. I think made a little bit.
Yeah.
But that pressure I never had because this is not a medium where you take pressure and work. I think you have to take risks and explore. In my family, even though it's a privileged position I come from, the expectation was there in the beginning, like about certain things. I need to dance, I need to pick this kind of films and all of that. But my people in my family made sure that we don't go through that pressure. They said you don't have to. Just because they're saying you don't have to do it. Obviously, for me, within me, I had a sense of responsibility that, they've carved such a great legacy.
Correct.
I need to make good films,
Correct.
make them proud, right? That my pressure was only till there, nothing beyond that. And so it never messed with the choices that I made. But I knew deep down that, I want to make good cinema. I want to entertain people. I want to tell them real stories, realistic. My approach was more about getting real stories. So, and I flew that way. And coming today to another industry and all also, I think I should not have that pressure. It's okay. Like, let's see what happens.
As you said, you always wanted to make good stories and
Right.
stuff. So, since childhood, was this the aim of becoming an actor? Because of
I
growing
mean,
in a
I think
family?
somewhere in school or college is when I decided to become an actor.
Acha.
I mean, I was very shy.
Huh.
And it's surprising that I ended up becoming or picking this path.
Correct.
I don't know why. I mean, that weirdly that didn't stop me from fixing that in my head that I wanted to take this path. I'm very curious about other people's lives and what happens in their life, what is to wake up as another person and all of that. So I thought all this I could do if I'm an actor. So it'd be nice and very. I thought it would be entertaining to like play different roles. Like first of all,
Correct.
I think it's important for you to enjoy your job also. So for
True.
me, I think picking acting came from all of this.
Correct.
I wanted to do something that made me, that entertained me, that made me. It's not just one thing. It's like a bunch of things. I'm just trying to think why I
Yeah, I
actually
can
chose
figure
because I'm
it out.
too deep down. I already worked for like 10 long years.
Yeah.
So it's a bunch of things. So ultimately, I don't remember. I think I just said, okay, this is it. This is nice. I'm very curious. I want to play different characters. I want to entertain myself.
Correct.
And then ultimately now I understand I have to entertain people also. That's when I understood when I started debuting. Yeah.
If I'm supposed to ask you, name someone from your family who, just fueled this thought of yours, then who would that person be?
That was actually my uncle, Mr. Chiranjeevi Garu, because till then I was very shy to tell someone that I even wanted to become an actor. So once we went to Rajasthan, we went to shoot for Rajmouli sir's and Charnana's film called Magadhira. It was their first film together. I went to Rajasthan for shoot, and my uncle has a habit of clicking pictures.
Okay.
So he had an SLR, so he just said, Varun, go stand there, and he clicked some pictures of me. And then he said, you look good, I think you should try. I was like, thank God someone finally opened up and spoke my mind.
Yeah.
Then I gathered some courage and said, even I wanted to do this.
Wonderful.
Just that I never could open up and tell someone.
Correct. It give you a kick kind
He
of
did
thing.
give me a kick,
Yeah.
yes.
While shooting Operation Valentine, काफी कुछ behind the scenes चीजें होती होगी जो हम नहीं देख सकते सिनेमा में. But I would want you to share some if you want to. Such a memorable incident जो हमेशा आपके साथ रहेगा the lifetime.
I mean, like in this film, it's not one day.
हाँ.
I mean, I think you hear this a lot, but the 40 days we shot in Gwalior Airbase was a dream come true for any person and an actor. To be there in person, to see what they go through, how they function, how they work, how their training is,
Correct.
their timings, how they clean the flights, how they start the engines, how they move it. Everything is so new because you've never seen it before. It is so exciting. It's like you're a kid in a candy store. I was getting so excited, and my director had to say, "Come here. Don't go off and seeing some jets. Come here and shoot."
Yeah.
It was very memorable throughout all the 40 days while shooting that.
But if I'm not wrong, you guys shot it simultaneously in both the languages.
Yes.
मतलब एक scene होता था in one language and another one. Apart from this, were there any challenges that you faced?
That was the biggest challenge because हम सोचे थे कि shooting in 2 languages it's easy because I thought personally I feel I have a good memory.
Okay.
I can manage both languages. Though Hindi was not so good, so I did some classes to get the diction right and script ka readings and all I did. So it is there in my head. But when you act it out, the length of the script is completely different in both languages, even if it's the same scene. Like Telugu, it's like only 2-3 words if you have to explain something, and Hindi it might take another 6-7 words. The timing of it is different, so you can't choreograph your act. You can't say, okay, I'll walk 5 steps and turn and just say this line like this.
Correct.
So you can't stage it properly.
Correct.
So you have to wing it every now and then. And sometimes after doing Hindi lines, because I do Hindi, I practice Hindi more because it is not my language.
Yeah.
To get it right, because I was not very confident as I'm in Telugu. So I used to practice that more. And when we finish the Hindi and go to Telugu, I would keep doing my Hindi lines in between. So that really was a hindrance for even me and Manushi, both of us.
Yeah.
Like she would do Hindi in Telugu, Telugu in Hindi, and we would just jumble it up completely.
Correct. In the process, Hindi कुछ ज़्यादा सीख ली, घर पे कभी गलती से हिंदी निकल जाती है मुंह से.
No, my wife speaks Hindi.
Yeah,
she's from Doon, so with her अभी भी कभी हिंदी में बात करता हूँ. Yeah, no, she didn't help me. And we weren't married when I was shooting the film. So I mean, obviously, but the thing is, I don't speak to her a lot in Telugu, Hindi. It's like a mix. It's Telugu a little bit, English a little bit, and Hindi. You'll keep hearing all these 3 languages coming out. It's so weird.
Perfect. Although you were a part of the Telugu industry since a long time, Bollywood movies तो देखते होंगे.
Yeah.
Is there any favorite director that you always wanted to work with? And if one, then why so?
I'm actually a fan of Rajkumar Irani's work. I loved Munna Bhai, all of this, and I even like PK. I mean, I think his approach towards cinema is very different towards the other directors who are there.
Correct.
He's always been a director I loved. I never thought, okay, I should work with him. But as an actor, I mean, I admire him a lot. I love his work.
And if you're supposed to name a Bollywood actor whom you want to work with or share the screen space with?
My favorite is Shah Rukh Khan. I love him. Yeah, I really like him. I'm like blushing by talking about him. The thing is, my start to Bollywood films was this film called Josh. That was the first time my dad bought home a DVD. Then I was watching it, and I was in that age where these fights and all of those things were working in our college. Then I saw it, and I instantly just fell in love with him. And then I went back to see his other body of work. Then I started following him a lot. I think he's the reason why I started watching Bollywood films.
Have you seen his latest releases, Jawan, Pathaan?
Jawan and Pathaan I saw. Dunki I missed because I was busy shooting. Pathaan I went day 1, Jawan I went day 1, morning show,
We're going to cut this and send this to Shah Rukh sir and Rajkumar Irani right away.
Please.
Operation Valentine में हमें काफी कुछ aerial action देखने मिल रहा है.
Right.
And Varun, I don't know if you're aware or not, we've just had Fighter.
Of course I know.
उसमें भी काफी aerial action देखा. So now, ना चाहते हुए भी, there are going to be a lot of comparisons between
What
that.
is Nach?
Without even us deliberately wanting it to happen.
Okay,
है ना?
correct.
तो वो होगा comparison.
Definitely.
So, are you ready for that?
I mean, visually, maybe when it comes to the combat part of it, they might draw similarities to what it is. Obviously, even we knew that the incident that we based our film on
True.
happened to be in that film also. So anyone can get inspired from things that happen around
Right.
us, and they have their own interpretation of how that played out in their film. So we have our own approach towards Balakot and Pulwama that happened. And obviously aerial combat ka baat to hoga, the comparison, but that I can't, it's out of our hands.
True.
But I feel like because if I've seen it, I would have told you how we are different. But because I haven't seen it, I know that we are going on a very realistic approach towards this film, where our intention behind this film is not to show any other country in a bad light. Obviously, the incident happened because of certain people from a certain country, but our intention is not to glorify and bash unapologetically. It was just to show who were behind it. We wanted to show the backstory of what really happened.
Correct.
And more than that, it is about what an Air Force pilot goes through, because sitting in a cockpit, flying a fighter jet, flying at 2,000 kilometers per hour, and the success of the mission depends on a split-second decision. So we wanted to show what is in his mind more than the entire mission and the fighting between two countries. We wanted to show the fight in his head.
So now after doing this, agar chance milta hai Air Force pilot banne ka, to will Varun
Again,
do that?
Of course, 100% I'll do it. Yeah, if this works, people like it, people have accepted me in this role, and if they think that I've done a good job, and maybe tomorrow we can, because I personally feel, because some people have asked me this question, saying, so many films are coming on. I said, what is wrong if we are making films on our heroes, right? As we're not trying to milk them. We can make money by doing any kind of film. But I think you should appreciate people like even Fighter or Tejas or any of them, that they are moving out of their comfort zone and trying to make something which our audience will be proud of, or showing stories for real heroes. We should be happy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Lastly, as the name says, Operation Valentine's, Valentine Day is nearing.
Yes.
You have recently been married.
Yeah.
I want to know, what is Varun's definition of love?
I personally feel love is just a tag that you give. I think it's more about balancing each other. I think for me, love is more about companionship. It's about being there for that person at the right time. It has a huge spectrum, love, but it's basically things like communication, things being there for the right person at the right time. I'm very bad at articulating things like this, so I'm trying very hard. But it's a wide thing. It's great. I don't know. It's great to be.
Well, we hope that people give all the love to Operation Valentine.
Thank you.
Varun. Thank you so much for answering it all so candidly.
Thank you so much.
That is all that I had in store for you. Signing off, this is Nikita Bhagwan, India Forums, Mumbai.